triangular piece of land has vertices A, B, and C. Let's start by sketching this. We've got a triangle. I'm going to label it A, B, C. Distance from A to B is 50 meters. B to C is 80 meters. And the angle at B is 75 degrees. A straight fence is to be built from point A to point D on the side BC. So at some point on the side BC, there's a point D, and we're going to build a straight fence across there. And that fence is going to be 60 meters long. So for part A, find the length of the side AC. So AC, we can work that out. We've got a length, and the angle between them, so we can use the cosine rule to work this out. So AC squared is going to be equal to 50 squared plus 80 squared minus 2 lots of 50 times 80 times cos of 75 degrees. And when we work that out and square root it, we get AC is equal to 82.6 meters. For part B, let's annotate that on here now. That's 82.6 meters. Part B, find the measure of angle BAC. So now we're looking for this angle here. Now we can do this. Now that we know all three sides, we can use the cosine rule again to find this angle. The cosine rule tells us that cos of the angle A is equal to 50 squared plus 82.6 squared minus 80 squared over 2 times 50 times by 82.6. Putting that into our calculator and doing cos inverse, we get that the angle A is equal to 69.2 degrees. This angle here is 69.2 degrees. Part C, find the length of the segment BD. So now we're looking for this segment here. Now I don't have two pairs of opposites. Well, I do, sorry, I have this pair of opposites here and this pair of opposites here. Or I could also use the cosine rule using these ones and the fact that we know it's equal to this. I'm going to do the cosine rule. So I know that if I call this x, then x squared plus 50 squared minus 2x times 50 times by cos 75 degrees is equal to 60 squared. And I'm going to put that into my calculator, into the graph. I'm going to graph this side and graph that side, and I get a solution that x is equal to 48.5 meters. So this value here, x, is going to be 48.5. Finally, for part D, find the area of this piece of land here, ADC. Now to do that, I need to know two things. I need to know this angle here. Well, this angle here is the angle left over in the triangle, so 180 minus 75 minus the 69.2, which is going to be 35.8. And I also need to know this length here. This length here is the 80 minus the 48.5, which is going to be 31.5. So putting that all into the area formula, the area is equal to a half times by the 31.5 times by the 82.6 times by sine of the angle between them, which is 35.8 degrees. Trying to be precise as possible, I would use the answer button in my calculator or more decimal places for each of these values, because we've worked each of those out, to try and be as precise as possible. But when I do that, I get a final answer of 760.7 meters squared.